Coming to you from NSC 2016 in Miami, and I'm joined by Jimmy McKay, who's usually on the other end of the microphone.
And not with a camera.
Right. Right. If you don't know what he looks like, now you do. So you are the host of PT Pintcast. So we'll get into your background a little bit later, but just what is PT Pintcast if somebody doesn't know?
Put it simply, we talk PT, drink beer, and record it, and then share it with everybody online. So it was born as a podcast, born out of a conference just like this, actually the next conference, and having a great conversation in a happy hour where all the best conversations occur with a PT who was presenting at that conference, and but in a social setting, it was more conversational. And being a former radio DJ, I said this kind of conversational setting, this tone, is pretty relatable and it's pretty fun to listen to. So I thought, well, what if I just went around and interviewed a bunch of people who were way smarter than me and then shared it with people. That's it.
And right, and the people you're looking to share it with are basically within the physical therapy profession, right?
Correct. Yeah. So mostly our audience is PTs and PT students, and even some prospective PT students, people looking into the field and wanting to know what it's about. So we've gotten some emails from people like that too.
So we are working with Jimmy here at NSC. So we've APTA and PT Pintcast are putting together a bunch of different episodes here. Yeah. So you're going to have a lot of editing work left.
A lot of it. So yeah, people ask me how long it takes to put together an episode. So if I talk to someone for 15 minutes, like I talked to you, I'm going to listen to it again for 15 minutes. Now we've doubled it, and then some editing time and some post production. So you're looking, like a 300% increase in time. But it's worth it because the content's good. And at a conference like this, you can get so many interviews in one spot. So I think we're scheduled for 21 interviews, but we keep meeting cool people and well, I've got time and battery power. Let's just talk, and then we do.
Right. So already you haven't done your follow-up interviews all, but he'll have the actual audio of all 7 5-minute Ignite presentations, which happened on Thursday night, the first night of the conference. APJ's CEO Justin Moore did one, I did one, Steve Anderson did one, 3 members of the student board did one. So anyway, pretty awesome there. Yeah. And then you talked to the keynote speaker, Scott Chesney, today. Oh, wow. What was your impression?
He's just got an attitude, just a really positive attitude. If you're going to have a keynote, and now that I've come to more of these conventions and these gatherings, you see how a talk like that can set the tone. You put a guy like that in front of the students, I mean, they wanted to just run out of that room and just start their career right there. Truly positive guy who took something that should have been a life changer in a really negative way and completely changed it. And if you can't get inspired to listen to a guy like that, check your pulse.
And then what are the other episodes you have on tap?
What do we have? We've got...
See how I did on tap?
Yeah, on tap. Play on words. We've got presenters from all over. We've got student leaders from student special interest groups. I really wanted to highlight some students who are doing some great things. I mean, just putting forth your time into being a board member or a student SIG leader, that's a lot of time on top of doing all the other stuff that we have to do for PT school, like study and pass tests. So we just wanted to highlight who's here at an event like this and give people a little bit of a taste. Because we always say in the episodes, come out to these events. Come out, engage, and be around these people. If we can give you a taste with the audio, I want people to be able to feel it just a little bit of what they're missing out on. So next time if they have a chance and they can come, they will.
So you talked about how busy PT school is. You were a PT student when you started PT Pintcast. You recently entered the field, so congratulations.
Thank you.
And so my question to you is, first of all, how many episodes have you done, and what is PT Pintcast going to become now that you just have to be a PT?
I think we're at episode 107 because I work a couple episodes ahead before we release them, so we're past 100. So now that I'm a clinician, people ask me this all the time. The 2 rules with every episode: have fun and learn something. I don't see me slowing down because there's always stuff. I just talked to a student who's going into a clinical rotation in a burn unit in Connecticut, and I was like, ooh. I didn't done burn PT. Let's talk about that. So I don't see me slowing down. Plus I like to talk to people like you. I mean this is fun for me. Right. Coming to events like this is fun for me. So I think we'll just keep going.
And you guys have branched out too. So you added what? Tell me about Spinal Tap.
So Spinal Tap, we saw a little bit of a hole, and it came from me being a student, and maybe when I was in class, I might have been on Twitter, I might have been on social media, I've been following you guys and seeing what news and what stories were out there. You have a little bit of time as a student. It was a good study break to look into what was happening in the field, and then once I got into my rotations and then eventually a job, I don't have that time anymore. But I want to still know that stuff. So I said, what if we could essentially tell the news? So we go a week and a half by synthesizing a bunch of stuff we can find in our spare time. We boil it down, and we're going to give you what is happening in the physical therapy field in 15 minutes or less of your money back. And it keeps me up to date because we've got to find the stories, myself and Rachel, and some other PT student interns from across the country who've just volunteered to help us. We didn't even ask. They just started emailing us saying, "Can I help with something?" And I said, "Sure, come row the boat." So that's pretty much where we got Spinal Tap news, and it's kind of blown up on us, which is awesome.
So Rachel German, your executive producer. So you've done a little over 100 episodes of your children.
Oh, no.
I'm going to make you pick, not your favorite, but like when you think about some episodes that really stand out, maybe for you in terms of like you said, you want to learn something interesting. What's the one that, when you think back on all the episodes that you've done, where you really walked away like feeling like that was a way more than I thought I was going to get out of this?
I'm going to go with two. Two really close. Number one was Nick Ballinger, who was the keynote speaker.
Yeah.
That kid had an amazing story, and then told it in a really engaging way. I mean that,
and with a lot of F-bombs.
And with a lot of F-bombs, yeah. But we made him comfortable, and that's how he talks. And it was a great story. And to hear someone who's not a PT be so enthusiastic about physical therapy in the field was really motivating. And the second one was and you had sent me a text message after we released the episode saying that you really enjoyed the episode, was when we were able to buy the wheelchair for G in Costa Rica, and then we were able to go down and deliver it to him. I had no idea what I was going to get. I literally just walked around with the microphone and was like, I just wanted to capture it. If this podcast blows up tomorrow, nothing happens. We bought a wheelchair for a kid, and that's going to go with us for the rest of our lives. And so that one definitely stands out as one that really made an impact.
So it's ptpintcast.com is the website, and you can stream things there. You can, of course, find them on iTunes. That's how I do my commute home now, is listening to this guy. So you can catch him out there. You catch his stuff there. You can see all the stuff that we're collaborating on from NSC will also be available via the APTA website. And he will be more articulate than I just was. He's Jimmy McKay. I'm Jason Bellamy, and we'll catch you later.